Hey everybody, so do a Saturday morning update. Last I talked to you guys, I was unloading over there the racks, and got those unloaded with no problems, no issues. Well, there was one issue. That same tarp that had trouble getting on at the house, I had trouble getting it on the truck again. So forklift driver was able to pick it up and for me and hold it right there where I needed to slide it in over the box underneath the trailer. So it's about a spot about a foot big, and I was able to cram it in there. Other than that, went all right. And then I booked on over to American Steel, I think it is, here in Fernley, and loaded up some stuff. You know, if you ever see construction on the highway where they're putting down concrete, not asphalt but concrete, if you see how they put down those metal things before they lay the concrete, they put those metal things down before the metal grids, and then they put their concrete, you know, on top of that, so it's going to be on the inside of the concrete. Yeah, so that's what I got on the truck. In fact, instead of trying to describe it, why don't I just show you? So yeah, I got the last bit of the load, so it paid for a full load, but it wasn't a full load. So how about that? So man, sun's bright. So this is what I have. Got 4 pallets, weighs 20,000 pounds. So yeah, so that's what I got. And so I got that, and then I came over here to a place that I used to park in the White Pete with the White Pete, and it's right next to Walmart. See over there, it's pretty peaceful. I had learned when I'm in Fernley, a couple blocks around that way, there's a really nice place to park, but that's actually where the new American Steel is, so it's not so private anymore. And so anyway, so I got over here, and turn on the air conditioner, and it's like, man, I was sweating, and I was like, I'd like to get a nap, but it was freaking hot in here. So I was like, wow. So I took one of the hoses off the AP unit, and it's a long hose, so I grabbed it, and I was laying there with it, and I was like, oh, you're my best friend, I really like you. Blowing that air on me, and I was getting nice and cozy with it, and it started getting lukewarm, and then the AP unit started bogging down, and then it went off. And so I was like, oh wow. So I didn't know what to do or what do about it. I count on it to keep my batteries charged up. So I mean, if my batteries go low, because I have this refrigerator in here running, and because this is a black truck, it gets really hot in here, which means my refrigerator is going to run more, so it's going to run down the batteries more. And so without the AP unit, I'm going to have to start the truck and run the truck more, so make sure the batteries don't go down. So anyhow, so I started up the truck and turned on the air conditioner. I was like, well, the one in the sleeper was barely blowing, and the one up in the cab is barely blowing. And so man, I was like, I'm tired, and I really hadn't slept very good all week, And so I was like, man, if I can just get cool, I can get some sleep. And so it's like, wow. So I didn't know. I stepped outside, and it was cooler outside than it was in the truck. So I was like, wow, how about 20 degrees cooler? It's a lot cooler. And so I was like, well, forget this. And I shut the truck off and rolled down the windows. Well, because this is a black truck, it never really got cool. And so I was like, well, I had to figure out something. So, I thought I checked the Freon level on the truck before I left the house, and it was low. And I filled it up to the green level on my gauge, and I thought it was good to go, but it wasn't good to go. And so I went in the store and got me another bottle, and hooked it up, and the my gauge and the valve that fills it up wasn't working. So I went into Walmart again and bought a new one, and come out here, and I still couldn't get it to take any Freon. And I finally discovered that if you pushed on it, the nozzle, that it would take it. So I was pushing on it and shaking the can, and it was a tall can, about 3 times the size of a regular little can. And it was like on 3/4 of the way full when I started. And as it was taking it, I thought, well, it would surely only take a little bit, right? But it took that whole bottle and didn't even move the needle. Wow, that's highly unusual. Generally, a little bit will move the needle, but it took that huge bottle, which is like, anyway, so about almost 12 inches high and about that big around. So I don't know how. Anyway, I don't know. I didn't read how much it was, but anyway, it was quite a bit. So it took it. And I thought that was really strange, but I got up inside, and even though everything was cooling really well, because it did make it cooler, it just wasn't enough. And so the fans are not getting air out of the air conditioner. So I put up the bunk and dug all the stuff out and got back there to the unit that's in the sleeper, and noticed it didn't have a filter on it. And I thought, well, that's not good. You guys, if you're watching the videos, you can see the videos of the first videos where I started tearing the truck apart. And if all that stuff was inside that air conditioner, it's got to be plugged up. Like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, because from the way it looks, it's really close to the wall back there, and I almost have to take the bunk out in order to work on it. So I know I'm dragging this out, but just trying to tell you what I went through. Sorry. And so I decided to make up a solution of Windex and some shampoo and some water, and started the fan going as hard as it would go, and made sure I didn't get it on the motor but on the fan. And it actually helped. It cleaned it up, and the air started blowing really well, and it started cooling in the sleeper. And I was like, yeah. So I just kept cleaning. I spent about 20 minutes cleaning it and got it cleaned up. And man, I was just hot. And I went ahead and put everything away, and I got cleaned up, and I came back and got in the truck, and I was like, well, I'm not hungry. And I was like, just that cold air hitting my body. It's like, I just was instantly knocking me out. So, man, I would sleep. And like 3 or 4 hours later, I woke up, I was cold, it was dark. I was like, wow. And so I jumped into bed, and next thing I know, it was morning. And so that really helped the air conditioner. And I was thinking and talking to the Holy Spirit about it, that, you know, if the back one was plugged up, and I already know that the front one don't have a filter on it as well, it's more likely plugged up too, and that's why it's not hardly blowing, just like the back one was. So guess what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do my 34 hours, that means to get my restart. And for those of you that don't know, I have 70 hours a week to work on, and at the end of that 70 hours, you can do a 34-hour restart and get your 70 hours back. So I have used 40 of my 70, and that means that I'm not going to be able to get all the way back home if I don't have all my hours back. So at least 40 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do my 34-hour restart. And so that means I'll be leaving out of here at 11 o'clock tonight. That means I'll be here for the whole day. So if I'm going to be here for the whole day, I'm going to go ahead and try to clean up the front air conditioner. And if I can get the front one to start blowing like the back one, then I'm going to have it going on. And I also discovered that I've never worked on a carrier unit. The unit I had, it wasn't a carrier, and I don't know why I can't come and think of the name right now, but I don't know why I can think of the name, but mine wasn't a carrier unit. And anyway, so this particular unit has a generator, and when it bogged down and shut off, it's because the generator has went out, bearing or something. I can probably take the belt off, and then the AP unit will run. It also has an alternator, so that means the alternator probably charges the batteries, and the generator is just for the unit inside here, like your window unit for an air conditioning in your house. That's basically what this unit is underneath the bunk. And so the generator is $1,500. And if you take it to a carrier and have them replace it, man, I'll probably get hit with a $2,500 bill. So I'll just try to deal with it until I can get home, and I'll yank that generator off and see if I can't find a place to rebuild it, or find a cheaper one on eBay or something and deal with it then. But I'll just, if I end up, my batteries go dead, I'll take that belt off and get it fired up and charge my batteries up. But what I just really have to do, because I got this refrigerator pulling down my batteries all the time, and the hotter it gets, the more it's going to pull down the batteries. So I just kind of have to start my truck more often. So that's my Saturday update. And this is my view out the front window for today. So I don't know what your guys' view is, but mine ain't the best. I may go for a walk, get some exercise after I get through working on this air conditioner. You guys have a nice Saturday, and thanks for sharing a few moments with me. Have a good one. God bless and peace.